There? You don't know anything at all about us!
You know, talking down to people isn't very nice.
It would have been better if we'd done this after you had a chance to get to know us a little more.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. I'm Harry Potter.
The police won't be able to handle him, but it should be easy for me.
Celica, don't do this!
I'm not the guy she needs right now. What do you want me to do next, Orga?
Hand over the ring.
Don't you worry, Professor. I'll get it back.
Are you willing to join me?
Can't. I've got to go pump some iron.
Praise!
Did you find some more strays?
Don't worry, I'll protect you. Come on, let's go. And all those voices still won't go away!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday morning. How are you all doing? It feels like it's been 1,000 years since I have streamed on this channel and not on the new channel for the Board and Barrel
Greetings, Professor.
B&B Tabletop. Thank you so much for that resub, Sunken Fool, because it reminds me that I have a bunch of shout-outs to get to here. So bear with me. I will get to Sunken Fool in the order that these came through. So first off, Linda Von Ree, one of our lovely moderators here on the channel, resubscribed for a 26th consecutive month. It's been over 2 years, Linda. That's insane to me. Time froze when the pandemic started, you know? Anyway, Linda says, 26 months, time flies. Less than 3, love y'all. Also, frick Taco Bell, not allowed. Well, we'll see about that part. Rose Valise resubscribed at tier 2 for 9 months. Thank you, Kyle, for the many laughs and many
Professor.
streams.
Nothing to report.
Thank you, DJ Music Studio. I'll get to you in a sec. Rose Valise says, thank you, Kyle, for the many laughs and many streams. 9 months goes by so quick when you're having fun. May you have a very exciting new year. Glory to mankind. Glory to you, Rose Valise. Catsuits resubscribed for a 5th month. 5 months already. Hope you and everyone in the chat has had a fabulous holiday and great start to the new year. Agreed, Catsuits. Conquial resubscribed for 8 months and said, please ask Linda to allow me to have Taco Bell. I need the energy for this game's orgies. For those who have not caught a stream before, you're in for a treat because we're playing Scarlet Nexus and we ship everyone with everyone. That's how it works here. Brambleclaw11 resubscribed for a 10th consecutive month and said, hope you're doing well, Kyle, and then used a bunch of emotes. Thank you, Brambleclaw11. Sir Airdude resubscribed for 9 consecutive months and said, hey, it's been a fun 9 months so far. Here's to plenty more. Wait, 9 months? Isn't there something about a baby or something? Yes, your subscription streak is now old enough to have given birth. Thank you, Sir Airdude, for sticking with Hacker Clan. Sunken Fool just resubscribed a few moments ago. On a 17-month streak, 18 months total, we now return to your regularly... Did you know I talk for a living? We now return to your regularly scheduled harem video game. Thank you, Sunken Fool. And DJ Music Studio resubscribed with a Prime sub for 49 months. Make sure to get Linda some Taco Bell so she can fly right into our hearts. Thank you, DJ Music Studio. Thank you all. Always a treat to have you guys here. Looking back through the chat real quick. It's also my sister's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your sister, Victor. Kyle was the glasses guy from Carol and Tuesday. Hell yes, I loved Carol and Tuesday. Yes, I was Tao. I also directed the last half of the English dub on Carol and Tuesday. Love that show. Really, really cool. I saw a dog. You sure did. That was Remus. He seems to be a little bit restless, which is odd because we just got back from like a 2.5 mile walk. He should be relatively mellow right now. I don't know. Remus, come touch. His brother, Crowley, is sleeping on the couch out in the living room. And Simon, our cat, is biding his time, waiting for a chance to escape the house, because that's what he always does. Anyway, taking a look at the chat. Can't wait to hear you as Red Sun in Season 3 of Monkey Kid, because it's been so long. I love Monkey Kid so much. I still haven't seen Season 2 yet. I'm waiting for it to come out on Prime. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I did a watch party stream of the first season here on this Twitch channel, which was a lot of fun while I was building... Where is it? Oh, it's up there. This much. Oh, and I just broke a piece off of the Lego kit. I was building this. This is from the first season. They released these during the first season, and it was the giant Inferno truck, and I only got this far. There's still a huge truck that this fits inside of that I never got to, because this took me, this plus all the extra bits that are floating around this studio took the entire, like, 3-hour and change stream while we were watching the first season of the show. And I was hoping that Season 2 would come out on Prime so that I could do another watch party stream and build the rest of the truck, and didn't happen. Looking through the chat, I thought you referred to WALKs as spatulas. Yeah, but if it's been recent enough,
Nothing to report.
they don't get set off by it. Pineapple Shark, thank you so much for that resub. 24 months. 2 whole years. Glory to Hacker Clan. Glory to Pineapple Shark. I'm gonna put this back up on the shelf. Look at my bum. I'm pointing it at the camera. Okay. Taking a look at chat. I read they directed it. I got excited when I saw that. What did I direct? What did who direct? Oh, me and Caitlin directed SMT5. Yes, we did. Twerky New Year. Yeah, right? Anyway. Oh, so let's see. It's been a hot second since I had time to stream on the weekend. Or at all outside of the Board and Barrel, which I'll talk about in a minute. But as far as this channel goes, or these streams go, this channel now, yeah, because Board and Barrel is its own separate thing now. It's been a minute since I had a chance to stream, so I want to point out a couple things hanging on the wall behind me that are new. These maybe, let's see. So some of them, I think I got some of these I have streamed since I got them, but not since I hung them up on the wall. So, first off, this guy right here, beautiful piece of artwork that an artist gave to me at, I think that was at another anime con in Massachusetts, in Westford, Massachusetts. And do I have the artist's name on the back? I don't. She was very sweet. She came up, she had a table at Artist's Alley, and she came up and just gave that to me. And really, really beautiful piece of artwork. I think Caitlin got her contact info so that she could reach out next time she needed a print, although I think her commissions are closed. Really pretty. This one right here, one of the rare pieces of Hellbrum fan art I've been given over the years. I've had quite a few people come up to me who are Seven Deadly Sins fans at conventions. I think that one, that might have been at Techo. I think that was at Techo in Pittsburgh. I haven't had a ton of fan art given to me for Seven Deadly Sins, just because my character's not all that heavily featured within the grand scheme of things. But I thought it was cool, and I decided to give it some time on the wall behind where the camera can see stuff. I've got stuff all over the walls in this whole studio, but this is, you know, there's only so much wall space for what's within this shot, so I kind of try and rotate things in and out. Then I got this one up here of Alm. I think that was at Youmacon in Detroit, where somebody gave me that. And I should really keep, like, Twitter handles or Instagram handles or something so that I could give people credit for their work. But it's on the wall, so you can see it. Oh, and also this terrifying little thing from Devilman Crybaby. Look at this plushie. Somebody made this. And it jingles. And they gave it to me, and it's terrifying. This was also at TechoCon, I think. Actually, that might have been the same person who gave me the Hellbrim artwork. I can't remember. Anyway, so he's going back up on top of the the cruel oath. Cruel blood oath. Is that a live katana on the wall, or is it a prop? No, that was a fan-made gift from many, many years ago. Did Board and Barrel get affiliated? I remember following, and it was at 50. So we've hit. There are a few a few requirements you have to hit before you get affiliated on Twitch, DJ Music Studio, and you have to submit an application once you hit all those requirements. But 50 followers was one of them, and that was the first one we hit. And then the other 3 requirements are within a 30-day time frame. You have to have I think it's an average of 3 viewers for all your streams, which that's not a problem. You have to have, I think, a total of 8 hours streamed within a 30-day period. Again, not at all a problem. And then the other one is 7 unique days on which 7 unique calendar days on which you have a stream within a 30-day time period. So that's the part where we're a little, we're kind of trying to scramble to fit things in. We'll get 5 streams just doing our weekly show every Sunday night. And we added one-off stream Thursday night, this past Thursday. We got to add at least one more somewhere in the middle of a week before the end of the month to hit that milestone. And then we'll have all of the requirements met, and we'll be able to apply for affiliate over there. For those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I used to do a stream on this channel Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. No, not an 8-hour stream, like one stream. Not one sitting of 8 hours streaming. 8 hours total streamed over the span of 30 days. Anyway, I used to stream on this channel Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, a board game show called The Board and Barrel. And we finally decided that it made more sense to have that show on its own channel. So we launched it last weekend, twitch.tv/BNB tabletop, and that is now where most of my energy is going when I'm not working. So that's what's been new in my life since the conventions, and holidays were fine. Holidays were good. What else? What else is new? I'm trying to think. There's so much I could sit here and talk about, and how much of it is really relevant. Oh, hey, before I forget, I threatened that this was probably going to come in the new year, and I decided just like an hour or two ago while I was spatula-ing the dogs. That sounds so bad when I put it that way. Code word. Decided while we were out getting some exercise that I was in fact going to revise my streaming schedule, because I want to start taking my weekends back. Some point during the pandemic, I think, was when it really this Twitch channel, well, Twitch in general, but really started to take over my weekends, because what else was I doing during the pandemic? Pandemic is still with us, obviously. It's not over, but my life has been a little bit less on hold. I've been having to cancel a bunch of weekend streams because I've been conventioning and holiday travels and stuff like that. So, I have decided that I am going to slowly start making some changes to my streaming schedule. So, right now, we're going to stick with Saturdays at noon for Scarlet Nexus. At least, I think we're just going to get through Scarlet Nexus, which I don't know how much further we have to go. We might be done with it today. I don't remember how far we've made it. I don't remember how far we have to make it through Kasane's story before we get to the stuff that we've already done before. So we'll see. But for the time being, Saturdays at noon is still the Scarlet Nexus time slot. Sunday mornings at 11 Pacific time was a time slot, and it's not anymore. I'm taking that off the books. Instead, I'm moving Near Reincarnation to Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific time. You guys can do the math on what that means for your time zone. I'm sure some of you who watch live, that's not going to be great for. Others of you who watch not live, maybe it'll be beneficial. I don't know. But Mondays at 4 p.m., that's my target time slot. It is the middle of a workday for me. So there's going to be, for sure, there's going to be times when I get scheduled for a session and I have to move my stream schedule accordingly. That may mean that I move it to another weekday at 4, or it may mean that I move it to like 7 o'clock in the evening or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream in the morning, or I don't know. It's just going to depend. But the target time for Near Reincarnation is Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's the change that's happening. And then obviously, Board and Barrel is no longer on this channel. It's over at twitch.tv/BNB Tabletop, which, since we're adding extra streams, I mean, if you miss looking at this beautiful, hideous thing, go give BNB Tabletop a follow, because that's where you're going to have an easier time finding me there for a little bit than you will here. Anyway, so that's what's new. I think I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play some games. Let's play some Scarlet Nexus. Let's take it over to the game. Vision Simulator has been added to the game. Advance through a certain amount of the story and access it via the TV vision in the hideout. New objectives have been added to challenges. What is Vision Simulator? Remind me again who all is involved with Board and Barrel, including yourself. I only remember that Bill Butts was there a few times. So it's a show that me and some friends of mine that you probably don't know from elsewhere are run. Friends of mine that I know from high school and college years. Dustin Hendrickson, who's a board game designer, as well as a coder, back-end website coder, and other programming languages. Eric Reichert, or Mostly Eric, is his handle on Twitch and social media and stuff. Those two are the primary co-hosts. We have another co-host who is so busy with work right now that he's basically a guest these days. That's the Eric. And then we bring in guests that are usually other voice actors every week. So yeah, Bill Butts was on the show this past week, and tomorrow night we're joined by Christian Lamont and Diva Marie, and we're doing a role-playing game tomorrow night. Oh, thank you, DJ Music Studio. Yeah, those are the links of the Twitter profiles for the Board and Barrel crew. I'm so thrown right now because the virtual background replacement is doing a pretty good job with everything in the shot. Like, it's cutting out everything except for me. Except there's one thing that is still coming through, and it's Mob's takoyaki balls from my mouse pad over here. There's just little mouse bosom peeking through that virtual background replacement. All right, We are in standby phase 6 with Kasane. Let me... Can I slide that out of the shot? There we go. Just rotate that a little bit. Mob wants us to buy takoyaki ASAP. I'm gonna adjust some things here. Try and get that background replacement to work a little better on this couch. Nope, it refuses. It wants you to see my couch. Does anybody remember where we left off? Mission. Wait, hold on. I want to see what this is. Vision Simulator. Using the Vision Simulator, you can take on special training against enemies in a virtual space. Select a mission that is unlocked and battle against the enemies prescribed in it. Complete the mission by defeating all enemies that appear. Your actions in the mission and time spent clearing it will be used to calculate your score. That score will then be used to determine your rank for that mission. You can try missions as many times as you like. Basic training? Oh, there's a bunch. Jewel pool cleanup. Starting will consume one vision... Move out of my way, me. Starting will consume one Vision Simulator special training key. Quitting the mission will not replenish the key that was used. You get stuff for doing this. I just want to see what this is really quick, so I'm just going to do a basic one. Spouse says if you are not over-leveled, it is difficult. The vision. Okay. Doing these things. By the way, I enjoyed your performance as Narancha when I was watching JoJo. He's starting to be one of my favorite characters. Thank you, Megastorm. You can open the world map or perform the following when knocked out. Retry, return to hideout, and you can't change difficulty setting. Okay.
Getting attacked still hurts in virtual reality. Let's be careful.
Wah!
That was pretty good.
And kapow!
It's soaked. Electrokinesis should work.
There's still more. Turn around. There's still more.
Show me what you got.
Whoop. Swing and a miss.
So who's up next?
Whoop. Other way. There we go. Is it over? Did I win? Wait, there's more. Combo vision. As your bond deepens with your allies, you'll be able to use a combo vision that borrows their powers for an attack. Press left button. Yeah, I did that. Is that the first time I've used that? Oh, I don't have it for anybody else yet. That's why.
It's over. Keep your guard up.
Bah!
Yeah, crush it.
Ow, don't hit me. I'm hitting you.
Did my job.
Is it over yet? Not over yet.
See very often. Kasane, you should take down that really fast other. I bet it will yield something good. I confirmed a water attack. Are you okay? Being wet makes it hard to move. You did it, Kasane. You beat a jewel pool. Aim for that spot. Oh, I'm soaked. I don't want to move. The enemy is attacking with electricity. You'll be shocked and unable to move if it hits you.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you dead. Ow. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna die. That was actually really close. I got an S on items used because I didn't use any. I got C's on everything else. Hooray! Okay. Well, now I know what that is. Jewel pool has appeared. During your mission, challenges in the Vision Simulator, sometimes a jewel pool will appear. They only appear after certain conditions have been met, but achieving a high rank on each mission will make them appear more frequently. If you manage to suppress the jewel pool, which I did, you can earn a lot of EXP, kins, and even get rare items. What are kins? Remember, an enemy always drops an item when defeated with a brain crush, so take it out like that. Well, now I know what that does. I think we already talked to everybody, didn't we? Don't remember. Kasane, you can come talk to me whenever you want from now on. Don't have any gifts to give. I'm surprised that you'd be so willing to thank someone. Let me check my shop. Look at presents. Is there anything I have yet to give to somebody? Well, I can't make that, so... That's new. That's new, but I can't make it. And that's it. Okay. What did I do? No. I'm trying to talk to Yoka. 'Cause I have a flower aroma candle for you.
This is nice.
Yeah, that's why I got it for you. Duh. The candle holder is pretty too. Now I can relax with a nice aroma. So that's it for gifts. Are there any conversations I haven't had yet? We should have shared our investigation on Karin with everyone sooner. I have a few things I need to own up to this time. So even the cool Kasane can act like a teenage girl. I'm a little relieved, actually. And... yeah, we must have already had all our conversations. I feel like someone's missing from this group. There are only 4 people in the hideout with me? It's been so long since I've played. It's been a while. I'm gonna go ahead and move on.
I should take a break.
Let us continue the story. Oh, I have to push a button. Hey, thanks for the follow.
So, about our mission from the Seiran government, I wrote in the report that we were interrupted and were unable to complete our assignment.
You mean I did? Honestly, I only did it because nobody around here bothers with the paperwork.
Wow, Shiden, you're so reliable. Keep up the good work.
Hey, watch it.
I wonder if they're going to give us a new other suppression assignment. Karin made it seem like they would.
Which reminds me, I'm curious about what Karin said in the future. It was...
Why now? If you had managed to get here sooner, we could have found a way to cure the metamorphosis and turn them back to normal. Finally. I can finally save her.
Piecing together Karin's statements, Kasane's power must be a clue on how to reverse metamorphosis.
Major Kyoka? Where did that come from?
Well, maybe not. Karin did mention that we should have arrived earlier, so... He could have copied Kasane's psychokinesis whenever he wanted, but he hasn't. If what he wants is the Red String's power, then the matter is not about finding a cure. He would take time and...
Calm down, Kyoka.
Huh?
What's gotten into you? You almost sounded like Arashi when she's actually focused.
Really? That's strange. I didn't think I was acting any differently.
Trying to put all the pieces together, maybe you just fell into a trance.
Whatever it was, your line of thinking was interesting. It does seem like Karin thinks Kasane is the key.
Yes, she is very important to Major General Karin. There's no mistake about it.
Do you think the reason I came to Seiran is because of Karin too?
That's certainly a possibility. Wouldn't rule it out. What do you think he's planning?
Sorry to interrupt, but Kasane Platoon has been given an other suppression assignment. There's a high probability for others appearing in the Mizuhagawa New City Development District. Head there immediately.
You heard her. Let's head over and take care of this first. Then we can talk.
You're right. There's no sense thinking about it now, but we should all be careful.
So I remember we went into the future and faced off with Karin for a minute. And then we came back. But I don't remember where that fits
This is
within
the area the other report projected.
the story we already
Yes,
knew.
our assignment is to exterminate any others that appear here.
Why send us all the way out here? You would think there were other places more worth protecting.
Believe it or not, this area is actually a trade route to Togetsu. Yeah, I know it may not
We're
look
still
like
trying to
much,
kill
but it's
Yuito,
actually
right?
pretty important.
Togetsu may be an isolated religious state, but apparently trades happen when interests are aligned.
In other words, the extent of the relationship is strictly business. So, what does everyone want to do?
Wow.
Orgy?
Did my ears just deceive me? I think Kasane just asked us for our opinion. Normally, she'd just rush out looking for others.
I see. No one has any ideas. In that case, let's do what we normally do.
Orgy?
Wait, nobody said we didn't have any ideas. Kagero, stop teasing Kasane.
My bad, Your Highness. Don't get your panties in a bunch.
My panties?
Who
Panties?
cares? Anyways, if you have an idea, speak up.
As for ideas,
No, we don't have any. I hacked the system to see what the transport schedule was today, but I couldn't find anything around this time.
That means we can concentrate on exterminating the others. Everyone, stay vigilant and move forward.
Wait, I just received a request for reinforcements. A transport team is being attacked by an other up ahead.
Wow, really? Because Arashi literally just said there weren't going to be any transports now.
It definitely wasn't on the schedule. If there's a transport team, it means this was off the books.
the timing is too convenient. There's a chance it could be a trap. Should we wait and see first?
Haruka, is this reinforcements request coming from Seiran?
Yes, it's an official OSF request.
Then we have to answer.
Take care,
We're part
Brambleclaw.
of the Seiran OSF now.
You're right. Besides,
Happy
we
2022.
can't just abandon people who need our help. Let's do what we can.
Well then, time to find out what's waiting for us. Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, Astro Alex
I'll send the location of the distress signal.
gave us a primer on where we're at. After traveling into the future, a rebellion has begun. Kasane found dying Sumeragi, fought Yuito, future Yuito, then ran to Seiran to help Naomi. Then she found
Is my hair clip dirty?
a laboratory where they were keeping Naomi. Then she got a mission to kill Yuito from Seiron, found him, tried to kill him, and failed. Something like that. I will always record your memories with an objective eye. That is who I am. No matter where you go or what you do, that won't change. Thank you for the summary, Pastor Alex. That helps a little. A little. Not future Yuito, current Yuito. Talking about after return from the future. We fought Yuito, so we fought Yuito twice since we came back. We have to go back, Marty.
I confirmed a water attack. Are you okay? Being wet makes it hard to move.
Ow.
It's hard to move when you're wet. This is pretty good. Take care of it now.
Okay.
The attacks to the outer shell are working. I'll try to break it.
How long has the construction equipment been abandoned here? If they canceled the construction, they should put them away. They may be difficult to maintain. I can't understand how they could just abandon them like this. Why don't they put them away?
I don't think there's anything to understand. They might not be able to operate anymore, but they could still be useful. We might be able to use them for an attack if we timed it well.
Woo! Hit you with this.
Watch your head.
What did... That did nothing.
The enemy shell is broken. Kasane, now's the time to attack. It's working. Focus on that spot.
Hit you with a bulldozer. Yeah. Die. I'm real disappointed the giant hook thing.
That was a nice move.
Oh, we'll have another chance though.
Some effort.
Still not hitting anything with that.
Give it to me, Arashi. I'm off. Please, Kyoka.
I'll support you.
It was thanks to my power.
And kaboom! First we fought Yuito when he found Kasane near his dying father, right?
That seems to be the spot.
Get hit by a lot of water. That's stupid.
I'm sorry.
thing.
Thank you. The attack hit the enemy's outer shell. You might be able to break it.
Oh, here we go. Wait, don't get hit by that though.
Watch your head.
There it is.
Let's finish it.
Now it's doing some good.
Nice setup.
I'm rooting for you.
I don't do that. Oh, that's a lot of water. Okay.
Can't give up. This way, this up.
Stop hitting me with waters.
Go ahead and use my power, Kasane.
Get it together.
I'm
Okay, the
invisible.
enemy has lost
you with the big hook again.
Aim for that spot.
Die, winery chinery. Woo! Why is this thing not dead yet? Finally. Ah.
Damage to outer shell confirmed. Break in.
Use it well.
The shell is broken. Attack now.
Kill it! First, we fought Yuito when he found Kasane near his dying father, and second, we fought him after returning from the lab. That I didn't remember. Seiran government told us where he'd headed. Kasane intercepted him and started a fight, but Kodama appeared, so Kasane came back home. Okay. I think we're going up here. Wait. Hold everything. There's a shine. Okay. Now we...
If you want an easy win, I can always give you a hand. Go ahead and use my power, Kasane.
Ow.
More power.
No damage.
Time for stealth.
Enemy is stunned. It's working. Focus on... Got it.
How's it going, unattractive potato salad?
Give it to me, Arashi.
Nice set. I'll do it. It's over.
I'm rooting for you. Time for stealth.
Useless.
It's up to you.
I'm taking this.
There we go. And you die.
Help me, Kagura.
No, don't. I was trying to turn it off.
Nice job, Kasane.
What did I come in here for? Oh, to go this way. Okay. Da-da-da. How's it going, OG Splinter? As you can tell,
Aren't you
folks,
tired of seeing the same face? I mean, it doesn't bother me if you're okay with
I
it.
still haven't finished setting up the new bot.
Are you all right?
Are you with Kasane, Platoon? Everything should be fine now
Patrick
that you're
Seitz.
here.
Don't talk. You're wounded badly. I'll fix you up as best I can.
I'm okay, but you have to help my teammates first. The truck is still under attack. It's another, but it was human. Those Suo bastards transformed someone into an other and...
Transformed into another.
This is a critical mission. You have to protect the truck and get it to the Supernatural Life Research Facility.
This is valuable information. Wait here for rescue. We'll take care of everything. Haruka!
I've already requested a rescue team.
The Supernatural Life Research Facility. Isn't that the lab Naomi was in?
Let's hurry. They won't get away with turning people into others. Oh, I wasn't going to go rush off on my own again. Are we all on board?
I hate to agree, but I'm all for hurrying.
Thank you, Shiden.
No need for thanks. Now come on, or I'm gonna leave you behind.
Okay, bye.
Kasane is finally showing her vulnerable side. Or maybe she's just expanded her horizons.
I'm so happy we're all getting along. Now, let's go help the transport team.
Check this out. That's not a normal transport truck.
Am I going? Up the elevator. Hold on, it's shiny. Yeah. Ah yes, Patrick Seitz, a living legend. He also directed the English VO on this game. Well, he directed the game. Caitlin, my wife, actually directed some of the DLC. I don't know if it was all of it. She directed some of the DLC, for sure.
That must be the truck. I don't see any members of the transport team.
Hey, look, by the truck there. There's someone there. They're hitting it with a stick or something.
This is a damn sturdy door. Can't even hack it. Just break it down already! My arms are getting tired.
Is that Kodama? What are you doing?
Right, the character we
it is
never
the
met as
trainers.
Yuito.
How have you been? Why do you look so scared?
Kodama, did you turn someone into an other and make them attack this transport team?
I mean, this was headed for the Seiran research facility. I figured it had to have something important.
You're trying to find out what they're researching by digging through their cargo? I swear, your methods are insane.
It's the fastest way. So anyway, can you let me go just this once? Pretty please?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's too bad. Well, I guess we're doing this. Don't get mad at me when I kill you!
Is that supposed to be Xanthe Hune? It is not. And it's not.
How could you do something so awful?
That is Laura Post.
I meant well.
I know that voice. Ow, ow, ow. Xanthe is... What's her name?
Kasane, stay away from those floating.
She's in Yuito's room.
They'll mess you up if they
Mostly.
take you.
Woo! Yes, the Shy Flower Girl. I can't remember her name because it's been 1,000 years. What the? She turned into me!
Kodama just... What's going on? It's not duplication. Is this a transformation ability? There's no sign of her using SAS.
My turn!
Were you surprised by Master Kodama's secret? I never showed anyone before. Oh well, it doesn't matter since you're all dying here anyway.
I don't think that's true, Kodama. I think you're losing this fight right now.
Nice setup!
Oh, okay. Now I need to heal quickly, please.
Time to fight back.
Time for hentai!
Did Kodama use a second power? Impossible. The only person who can use multiple powers is Major General Karin, the Brain Eater.
What does that mean? Damn, that's really fishy.
I'm off. For you, Kasane, using the Shiden.
Oh dear. And dead.
I'm counting on you.
Understood.
Don't underestimate me.
That was a great attack!
Hey, not bad. You're a lot stronger than before. You all deserve a nice round of applause.
Kodama, throw down your weapon and don't make any sudden movements. We have a lot of questions for you.
Well, you do have me surrounded. I don't think I'm getting out of this one. Just kidding. What? You expected I wouldn't have a plan?
What?
Who dat dirt?
Bye-bye now.
Looks like she got away. At least the truck seems fine. Do you want to escort it back to the facility then?
It did seem like it was an important mission from what the transport team member said. Maybe we should.
Then I'll contact the superiors about the suppression assignment. Wait, I'm getting a reading nearby. It's not the Seiran OSF. It could be more of Kodama's men.
Bum bum bum.
Well, we obviously don't want anyone following the truck. So I'll go check it out and stop them here if it comes to that.
Oh, I'm definitely tagging along, Major Kyoka. If it's an ambush, then I'm just the man for the job. It's my specialty.
Arashi, please get this truck back to the Supernatural Life Research Facility.
And it's go time. Good luck, kids.
Weren't we supposed to discuss things first?
Let it go. Anyway, we'll leave that to Kyoka and Kagero. We have a truck to transport. Does it still run?
Sure does. It's got a few scrapes.
Nope, you
but
gotta
nothing
use
serious.
telekinesis to move it.
The truck bed's reinforced armor is full of dents. And Kodama did all this with just a metal pipe. Unbelievable. It's just stupid how incredibly strong she is.
Don't let me forget that I need to buy more jelly. It's on you, chat. If you let me forget, I'm gonna blame you for it.
Where have you been? Hurry up and unload the truck. I need to go get the lab ready.
Great, now they're making us do manual labor too? This is turning out to be more of a pain than I thought.
Haruka, any word from Kyoka or Kagero?
Not yet. It's hard to get a good signal to Mizuhagawa. I think it's because of the extinction belt above.
I see. Then let's get this over with.
Can you all hear me? Great, you're all right.
What about Kagero?
You know me. I'd normally say I'm ship-shape, but we've actually found ourselves in a tight spot.
It wasn't Kodama's men in Mizuhagawa. It was Yuito Platoon. And they
Dun, dun,
noticed the
dun.
truck.
Yuito Platoon? Did you two...
Yes. We couldn't have anyone following the truck. So we did what we had to do, which was fight them.
It was only to buy some time, though. Then we used Major Kyoka's duplication and my invisibility to lose them. Which is how the story would go in a perfect world, but they've got Tsugumi's eyes on their side.
Ah, her clairvoyance. We can't let our guards down.
We'll try to rendezvous back with you after we throw them off our trail. You should still be careful, though.
Copy that. Contact us if anything happens.
Sorry, guys. Due to the extinction belt, I can't track Yuito Platoon.
Well, there's nothing we can really do about that. We just have to finish this annoying work first.
We managed to get one truck unloaded. They all look like the same boxes. Shiden, what's wrong? Are you tired?
What? No, I'm not tired. I was just curious what this cargo was, that's it. Damn!
What are you doing? You can't unlock private cargo just because you're curious.
No, it just unlocked on its own.
What is it? Did you find an other inside or something?
A human head.
Hmm? What is it? This is...
a human head?
This one too.
Who would have known?
All of these cases, they're filled
Except
with
someone
heads.
who's already played the game.
What are they going to use them for? Wait.
Food?
Naomi said she takes the medication in the ampules. These are probably used to research the other weapons.
Or maybe...
Oh, gross,
No,
cockwheel.
shouldn't be tossing around any theories at this point.
That's super gross.
So basically, these human heads are being transported from Togetsu?
That researcher mentioned getting the lab ready. We might be able to find something if we search the facility.
We're not done unloading the truck, but I can't stop thinking about this. Let's go check out where he went.
It'll be bad if Yuito finds this location. Will we have to fight them too?
We don't have a choice. Hopefully, Kyoka handles it so we don't have to do that.
Where am I going? This way. Let's see.
It seems to be locked.
What you got?
We might be able to open it using my power though. Kasane, try it out.
That's... Yeah. I remember how to play this game. Shut up.
There are resource readings in the area. I'll leave the pickup to you.
All right, I'm buying more jelly. Thank you for not letting me forget, Chad. Hugga bagugga!
Really do hate this place. The stench is just awful.
I was right.
It can't be.
Oh, it definitely is. Others feed on human brains, and this facility houses others, and...
Ampules.
How could... these ampules... But that means Naomi...
Intruders were just detected coming in from the facility's rear entrance. I've also
Not
received
the
an
rear!
update on our assignment
You need
from
permission
Seiron.
for that.
The intruders are Yuito Sumeragi and new Himuka OSF members, and we are to eliminate them, no matter what.
Damn it! Of course they'd come now.
Seems like Seiron really wants Yuito dead. They must be desperate to eliminate the threat the Kunad Gate poses.
Eliminate them.
What are you going to do, Kasane?
We should kill him. To save the world. But I know I haven't been listening to anyone else. So maybe Yuito wants to talk to me, like all of you did.
Wait, one more thing. If we refuse this assignment, they said they would dispose of the research subjects in order to bury the evidence.
So they're taking Naomi as a hostage.
Yeah. And knowing that Naomi is your one soft spot, I probably would have done the same if I were them.
But Can they really do that? She's still an important research subject to them. And there's no way Major General Karin would let them. He didn't want Yuito to be assassinated.
That may be true, but that still doesn't prove that Karin would protect Naomi. Although I can't picture him treating human-born others like mere objects either. However, this assignment came to us officially, which means there's a chance it came with Karin's approval.
They could also be bluffing.
What's important isn't whether or not they're bluffing. It's how certain we are they won't harm Naomi.
That's...
And it doesn't help that we've already failed one assassination attempt. This response seems natural if they suspect we have ulterior motives. It's not like we can break Naomi out and take her with us.
Does that mean we have no other choice but to fight Yuito?
Let's hide.
Are you serious? Naomi is in danger.
I know, but fighting them out in the open wouldn't be smart. We should hide in the next area and ambush them.
That would give us an excuse to leave here and would buy us some time to think.
This is our second trip to this place,
Haruka,
right?
report our plan to them.
As Kasane?
We'll lie and wait for the intruders and stand by for an opportunity to attack.
I feel like...
Good luck.
Yeah, it is. I remember being like, oh, I remember this place. We're going to have to fight Yuito. And then we left. Because we were coming back, apparently. My stupid merch ad is blocking my vision of where I'm supposed to go.
Yuito Platoon is headed to the factory block as predicted. They will arrive in 30 seconds. We've been ordered to send the control system data to Seiran after we make contact with Yuito. In other words, they'll be monitoring your conversation. Be careful.
Understood.
Yuito Platoon arriving in 5, 4, 3.
What is this facility?
It looks like some sort of assembly line.
Hey, those boxes. Aren't they the same ones from that transport truck we saw? What is it, Tsugumi?
Tsugumi! That's the character's name.
Earlier?
A human head.
That's Xanthi.
You've got to be kidding me. All of these?
What in the world is this place?
What do you want to do? Have you gotten your thoughts together yet?
There are no thoughts to get together. I don't have a choice. It's only an issue of resolve.
So, we have to fight.
That's our assignment. Besides, if we let Yuito leave now, the public will find out about this place, and the ampules. Then they might stop all the research. What would become of Naomi if that happened? Either way, our only choice is to kill Yuito.
Have you thought about what the ampules contain?
Of course I have. But to be honest, just thinking about it won't solve anything.
Well, we have your answer.
Just listen to yourself. We should just tell them everything. Yuito will understand. He's way too forgiving. We should take advantage of that.
And then what? That would mean going against Seiran. If you have a way to save Naomi, then tell me.
I never said...
Okay, calm down, you two. What about fighting to a draw? We can just tell Seiran that we had to be careful we didn't damage this very important facility. Or something along those lines. Knowing the strength of Yuito Platoon, we should be able to convince the government that we tried our best, but couldn't beat them. However, they would get suspicious if they completely overpowered us. We'll have to fight like we mean it. This is the best idea I've got.
I can go along with that.
That's fine with me too.
Guys, you need to make contact with Yuito Platoon soon.
Let's go. Seiran will start to get suspicious if we wait any longer.
Those ampules!
I think I'm going to be sick.
This can't be real, right? Those were made by Spring Pharmaceuticals.
Gemma looks cool, all electrified like that.
Damn it!
Looks like Kyoka couldn't lose you.
What is this?
I think you've already figured it out. This is Spring Pharmaceuticals' Seiron factory. To be more accurate, it's an other research facility they run jointly with the Seiron government.
They're using these heads to make their products.
Shiden, stay calm. Just concentrate on stopping Yuito.
Wait, let's talk. Hey!
First you won't tell me why you're trying to kill me. Now you're trying to hide this cool place? Don't you feel anything seeing what's going on here? What are you all thinking?
Just focus.
I thought you were amazing since you were a cadet, Kasane. But now you're trying to kill Yuito and trying to hide this facility?
Hold on.
What
I need...
happened to you? This
Not that.
isn't like you.
That is better.
Sorry.
Shut up! You don't know anything about anything. Then tell us. We don't know anything because you won't tell us anything.
I don't have a choice.
I'll support you.
Where'd Yuito go?
Sorry.
I won't be killed.
Found him. Ah. How's it going, Volt VZ? Boom! Uh-oh. He went Super Saiyan Hentai monster. I am not targeting him. Thank you. Can't throw stuff back at him. Yes, I can! Oh, I swing and a miss.
Do something.
There's a weakened member.
Sorry. Sorry.
This is good.
My turn.
Run, youngster. Sorry.
Let's regroup now.
I kicked your ass.
Making drugs out of human heads is crazy. We have to stop them.
But Naomi, she needs this.
What do you mean? What is this facility for?
That's...
You are not authorized to divulge any more information.
Are you the government official from before?
Maybe.
I'm sorry, I was ordered to patch him through.
Please focus on eliminating the target. We promise you fair compensation for your efforts.
By compensation, you do mean Naomi's safety, correct? I want a clear answer that'll stay on the OSF transmission record.
Well... Why aren't you answering? My bet is because you made this call on your own, without Major General Karin's permission.
There's been a change in plans. I am canceling your assignment. Await your next orders.
Communication with Seiran has been disconnected. We're not being monitored anymore.
I can't take this anymore. I'm telling them everything.
No, I will. This place is another research facility run jointly with Spring Pharmaceuticals, just like Arashi said. Human brains of people with powers are being brought here. A portion of them are transplanted into others to turn them into other weapons. The rest are turned into a medical solution to feed the others.
That's horrible.
Hey, are you really sure about Seiran? I know New Himuka has a lot of its own issues. It's not right that the government monitors everyone and controls all the information. But Seiran causing the uprising, that's just as messed up. Can we really let them get away with transplanting human brains into others? Or processing the brains into drugs?
No, we can't, obviously. That being said, there are, in fact, some people who've been forced to accept it.
Like my brother.
And then there's Kasane. People whose loved ones have been turned into others. They depend on that medication. Human-born others can temporarily regain their senses when they take that medication, even letting them talk.
Does Karin have a family member that's been metamorphosed?
No, not a family member. Has Luca or Fubuki mentioned it?
Alice?
Yuito!
His brain is...
Yuito?
Yuito?
The memories hurt my brain.
Are you okay?
What's wrong? You look like you're in pain.
There's something wrong with Yuito's brain. He's beginning to show signs of speech and memory impairment whenever he uses his power.
I'm okay now. The pain is fading.
Huh?
This is...
Damn.
Sorry to interrupt, but you need to leave now so we can call this a draw. Hurry up or the others will come.
I should leave too. That okay with you, Kasane?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I heard from Haruka. It seems like a lot happened while we were gone.
If Yuito and his team left, shouldn't we be checking on a certain someone?
That's right. Naomi! I'm coming, Naomi! Naomi!
Great.
We'll go check and see how Naomi's doing. What about you guys? Where are you?
Welcome to the channel, Bronze
We're
Rex.
close by, so let's meet up at Naomi's room.
This is the first I've heard there was a communications log.
Very observant. That was just a bluff. Luckily, it fooled them.
Jean, I saw your message earlier about going for a spatula of your own and then the sky opening up. That happened to us when we took the pups out. We had a lot of rain over, I think it was the week between Christmas and New Year's. Lot of rain in LA, which we desperately needed, but we there was like a 2 24-hour periods within about a 4 or 5 day span where it just rained all day long. And one of those days we tried to take the dogs. I think I beat the rain one day and took them out before it started. But the next time it happened, it was raining from the day before. all the way through after nightfall the next day. And it let up for a little bit, and we tried to sneak him out right then. And it was a bad plan. Didn't work out. Yes, Bronze Rex, I am in Near Replicant.
I had no idea the drugs in the ampules
I do a few
were
voices
made
in that
from
one.
Human brains.
So, you found out.
I heard a researcher. She said that Yuito and his team saw the heads.
Calm down, Naomi.
I can't do this anymore. If I had known it came from human brains, I would have told them no.
It's a cruel reality. But without these drugs, it wouldn't be possible to talk with you like this.
Yes, I know. But brains? That makes me no different from the others.
That's not true. You're still you.
Thank you. But I have to be honest. This is too much for me. I can't do it. I don't want to live if it means other people have to die.
Wait. I'll find a way to turn you back, so please don't give up.
I'm sorry. Please, I need to be alone.
Naomi.
You undisciplined rats. I know you can hear me. Get out of Naomi's room now.
Major General Karin, you're here at the facility?
I'll tell you about the research they do here. Now get out of there so Naomi can calm down.
Let's go. I'll be back, Naomi.
I'm sorry, Kasane.
Thank you, Bronze Rex. I appreciate that. How often does it rain in California, if I may ask? Oh yeah, Jean pointed out, yeah, Northern California gets plenty of rain. Well, I say that. I think the state is still in a drought. Central California is really bad right now. But like, San Francisco is typically pretty gray a lot of the year at least. LA is pretty sunny most of the time. We don't get a lot of rain. We're almost a desert most of the year.
So, Seiron isn't as unified as I had thought.
First, I think you owe us rats an apology for stringing us along through all this.
Who owes who now?
Huh?
I don't care about an apology. Have you found a way to turn Naomi back? If she stays here, she's...
Not yet. I'll keep Naomi's psychological well-being in mind, but this facility is the best chance she has.
Even if we manage to pacify Naomi, she'll have to continue taking the ampules.
He'll be able to do it.
Why is Seiron conducting research like this? What are they planning on doing to others using human brains?
I suppose I should tell you what Seiron and Suo's true motives are. It all comes down to how each city views others and the Extinction Belt.
The Extinction Belt?
Suo wants to eliminate the Extinction Belt to stop the others, while Seiron believes they need the Extinction Belt. The differing views of the Extinction Belt is the root of Suo and Seiron's conflict.
I might not agree with their methods, but I can understand Suo's position. Seiron, on the other hand...
Why do they think the Extinction Belt is necessary? That's where the others come from.
Seiron is pursuing their counter-other research while avoiding the elimination of the Extinction Belt. Kagero, what do you think would happen if the Extinction Belt disappeared?
No idea. Why are you asking me?
Never mind. In any case, I don't care about what either side wants. More importantly, Kasane.
What?
What you did here was reckless.
I only did what I could for Naomi.
Seiron's threats aren't just a bargaining strategy. Watch what you leak to Yuito, and be careful you don't do anything that would put Naomi in danger. That's all for now.
No, we're not done here. We still have questions.
Remember your roles. That will help Naomi more than anything.
He looked like he was in a hurry. I wonder if something happened.
It's painstakingly obvious that Karin is still hiding information from us.
Listen, we've just been through a lot. I think we should go back to the hideout and get some rest.
Yes. Hold on, Naomi. I promise I'm going to save you.
Isn't part of Los Angeles in the desert? I think we get just a little bit more rain than a desert
Welcome back, everyone.
does.
You've come here as well.
I was afraid I might
But
run
not
into
much.
that government official if I went back to headquarters.
I'm sorry. Forcing the guy's hand by threatening to put him on the record must have put you in an awkward position.
His face was beet red. It was hilarious. If I saw him in person, I would have laughed right in his face.
Oh, I would have loved to see that. That bastard totally deserves it.
I can't leave Naomi there. I have to hurry and find a way to turn her back. Can I really rely on Karin?
You don't look so well.
Hey, you better not be thinking about running off on your own to save the day again.
No, don't worry. I'm not. Karin mentioned that my power was connected in some way to saving my sister.
He did mention that, didn't he? Sure didn't make an effort or even care to explain himself, though.
I thought with everything that happened at the other research facility, Naomi would be protected if I asked him. But now, I'm not so sure. There's still so much I don't know.
That's true. But to be honest, we barely know anything about the others.
That laboratory holding Naomi has the most advanced research on them.
So, there's something I've been wondering about that place. You know that truck that you escorted? Wasn't it from Togetsu?
Yes. While there were no records, judging from its route, there's no mistake it came from Togetsu.
Considering the cargo it was carrying, I feel like Togetsu must be connected to the other research somehow.
You're kidding, right? Togetsu is not that kind of place.
All right. You're from there and you follow their faith.
It's a religious community that worships the moon. I've never even heard them say anything about others.
But with all that cargo they're providing, they must be connected in some way or another. Togetsu has a long history, and managed to establish a different culture from Suo or Seiran. That alone sets it apart.
I think it's safe to assume that they have information that would prove useful to us.
I've never actually considered Togetsu before, but you might be onto something given the situation.
We might find a clue there that will help Naomi.
You're really going there? You won't find much. I can honestly say I don't know of any place less exciting.
What do you want to do?
Let's go to Togetsu.
For real? Weren't you even listening? Karin told us not to do anything that'd upset Seiran.
But I don't fully trust him. If we don't know what he knows or what he's hiding, then we don't have a choice.
Then what about Naomi? It might not be a bluff next time.
Haruka, I have a favor to ask.
I'll keep an eye on Seiran and the research facility, and contact you if there's any change.
Thank you. I owe you one. Well, let's get ready to go to Togetsu.
Oh boy, I don't like the way this is going.
It sounded like a line that would have taken several attempts to get right. Let's get ready to go to Togetsu.
I want to talk to Kyoka. Hey, Kagero. What debt was Major General Karin talking about?
I don't know. Maybe he was mistaken, or he was bluffing.
I see.
Oh, right. Brain talk. Haven't checked in on this in a while. Do you all know your basic information on Togetsu? It's high up in Hiyano Mountain, right? I know that the environment there is really harsh. Right. It's really cold and the wind is really strong, so make sure you're well prepared. Thanks, Haruka. We'll head to the Togetsu Order headquarters as soon as we arrive. Do we have any objections? None here. Let's head straight for the Order headquarters. We have Kagero with us after all. That should be the quickest way to get through this. Whoa there! Really gonna count on me that much when I'm not even on board with going to Togetsu in the first place? Well, we can come back to this after we manage to climb the mountain safely. Togetsu's cargo. How are they getting their hands on so many human brains? I hate to say it, but there's a chance they're killing for them. But if they keep killing that many people, it won't be long before there isn't anyone left in Togetsu. I told you, they're not like that. We're talking about a group so tiny that New Himuka allowed them to govern themselves. Kagero is right. They may have a long history, but they don't have a big population. And they seem to have always lived quietly in these mountains. Right? Even if they had something to do with the transaction of the cargo, I don't think they're involved in the metamorphosis research at all. Just being the supplier of the cargo is enough involvement for us. We should all go together and see for ourselves. Thank you for hearing me out the other day. I would actually like to speak with you again. I would like to hear your opinions on combat. Although you may be hesitant to discuss battle tactics with someone you so recently fought as an enemy. Would you mind meeting me at Musubi's? Like I said before, we don't need to worry about our situations respective of each other. If we're talking combat, I might be able to learn something too. I'll leave now.
I'm sorry to keep bothering you like this.
You're not bothering me. I'm just wondering if I can really offer you anything. I mean, you're a Septentrion, and I feel like you're far more capable.
That's due to my title. Nobody will tell me their honest opinion thanks to my perceived status.
Huh, really?
That's how people generally are. To that point, I feel like you are someone who doesn't care about titles or status, and would speak her mind. When we fought the other day, I thought your instincts were excellent. That's why I wanted to hear your opinions about the way I fight.
Okay, if that's what you want, I'll be honest with you.
Yes, if you would be so kind.
Why do you
Time to
even
talk
use a
to someone in a
hammer as a weapon
cafe
in
after
the first
trying to
place?
murder their teammate
You have a
repeatedly.
small frame, and you don't look like you have enough muscle. Wouldn't it be more effective to use something smaller and lighter that fits your physique, like a knife?
I see. Thank you for your input, but I think you've overlooked a crucial fact.
What do you mean?
I agree that a hammer is a big and heavy weapon that doesn't seem to match my frame, but my power is teleportation. I can close the gap the instant I swing, or move on top of an enemy's head to let gravity do most of the work. In other words, I chose the hammer because it was the best weapon that takes advantage of my power. It can also intimidate opponents with its powerful image, and it even offers a good workout when I lift it.
I see.
Oh, sorry. I got carried away there. I shouldn't argue, when I was the one who asked you to give me your honest opinion.
No, I was just impressed that you found a fighting style that matches your power. But if you've established your style to this degree, there's not much point in asking for anyone's opinion.
You might be right, but I feel like I'm lacking something.
Are you unsatisfied with your current level of strength?
I'd say this is more about eliminating my weakness than wanting to become stronger. As you already pointed out, I have a small frame, and while I work out every day, I don't have enough muscles.
Because they stunted your
My current fighting
growth.
style compensates for these facts, but it also
Gave
relies
you
too much on
anti-aging
my
drugs
power.
too soon.
I think children of the state like us all rely on our powers in a fight, more or less.
That may be true, but think about what would happen if you could not use your power at all. You would have no choice but to rely on your physical strength. But I would be mostly useless the way I am.
Not be able to use your power? I suppose that happening is a possibility, but that's a pretty limited situation.
Well, you never know what could happen on the battlefield. You have to be prepared for anything.
Really? I think it's a waste of time to worry about outliers.
You have a point. I could be worrying a little too much.
It could be because you don't believe in your own strength.
Huh?
I don't think there's any problem with the way you fight. If anything, I would say it's psychological. In other words, a lack of confidence.
How surprising. My brother said something similar to me in the past. He told me I was held captive by my own weakness. That does seem like my biggest problem. You really are perceptive. I was right to come to you.
Was anything I said helpful?
Yes. This has been very beneficial to me. You don't hold back when we talk. So I find myself wanting to talk about things I normally wouldn't. That helps me be more open with my feelings, so I can relax. May we talk again sometime?
Thanks for the raid, Kalisola.
Sure, if you're
welcome,
okay with
welcome.
me just talking like I normally do.
Of course. I'd prefer that. What you consider normal feels fresh and new to me.
What? You and your brother are both so strange. It seems like he's satisfied, though, so I guess this was okay.
Just had a thought.
Someone important to Major General Karin metamorphosed too. That's what you told Yuito. Yuito said a name. What was it?
Well, it's a bit of a sensitive topic, to say the least. Sorry, but can we talk about it later? I'll talk if necessary, but I don't feel like it right now.
Back to brain talk. I have come to you for advice so many times, so I was hoping I could help you somehow. Is there anything you would like to ask about training or exercise? Not particularly. I train as much as I need to. As much as you need to. That is smart. However, I enjoy pushing myself to my limits. You may have noticed that I keep weights inside my clothing, so I am always working my muscles. Some say this is exercise, but when I think there are muscles that I still have not trained, I cannot help getting depressed. Good lord. Do you remember when we talked about gardening? There's a lot I wanted to tell you about plants, so I hope I can talk to you in person. If you don't want to see me, you don't have to. If you don't mind seeing me, please reply. I have time, so whenever, it's fine. If it's because we fought as enemies, don't worry. It doesn't bother me. Things aren't great now, but we don't need to worry about the situation until we can talk alone. Come to Seiron. We can talk there.
Oh, Kasane, would you like to talk about gardening?
Sure, if you don't mind. This is more than just herbs.
Yes. I like growing plants because it's fun hearing their different voices.
You don't literally mean a plant's voice, right?
No, because plants can't speak. That's why the person who's growing them needs to imagine what they're saying. Over here. Follow me. I'll show you what I mean.
She's rather assertive when it comes to plants.
Looking at the flower beds in cities like this, you can tell how they've grown and what condition they're in. This flower may look like it's growing healthy, but if you look carefully, you can see the bottom leaves are changing colors. It's sick. However, the branches and roots are fine, so I think it will recover if you snip off the sick leaves and give it medicine. Oh, these are all healthy, but there is a lot of water building up here, which could cause the roots to decay. You should exchange the soil for some with better water drainage.
Tsugumi likes plants as much as I like board games.
I'm sorry. I was blabbering again.
No, I'm impressed. Not only are you knowledgeable, you're perceptive enough to notice so much from their appearance.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not just from their appearance. I'm using my clairvoyance to see below the dirt. I can tell everything you normally can't see, from the condition of the roots to the quality of the soil. So it's kind of like cheating.
Well, I don't think I would call that cheating. You're just putting your power to use. Besides, your knowledge and gardening experience determine the condition of the plant, not your power.
Thank you. Oh, and of course you can garden without clairvoyance.
I felt the same back during the military exercises, but the ability to scout anywhere makes her power an important asset. On top of that, she understands her power and has learned to use it
I still
well.
have a lot of setup to
She
do
would
with the
be
bot.
an outstanding team
Drug
member.
bot.
Kasane? What's wrong?
Tsugumi, would you come with me?
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean just that. I want you to come to Seiron and fight alongside me.
No.
Well, it's not just for me. And I know this is a bit unfair for me to say, but I need your help for Naomi, too.
I'm sorry about Naomi, but I already decided I would fight with Yuito.
Even if it means having to fight me?
Yes. When that time comes, I won't lose.
Alright, if that's how you feel, I'll give up on trying to recruit you. However, please don't expect me to go easy on you either.
That's okay. We'll still win. Oh, look.
What is it?
The inside of this tree is mostly rotten. It's been infected by a fungus that's consumed it from the trunk to its roots.
You can't save it?
It's too far gone. If we leave it, the wind might blow it over.
Might have been able to spot
In
the
that
termite
case,
damage.
I think it's best if we dispose
our
of it
patio.
now. I can use my psychokinesis to uproot it.
Don't say it like that.
That was the other life
It could
update I
lead
forgot
to
to
an
talk about at
accident
the
if it
beginning of the
suddenly
stream.
fell over. The tree is dying anyway. We should
Super
deal with
fun.
it.
This tree is alive, too. It's been sick and suffering, half dead, and you're talking about it like it's garbage.
You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be so insensitive.
I'm sorry, too.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
I know you're right. It's already too late, and our only option is to cut it down. But that's why we need to care. This tree has watched over everyone its whole life. I think it's important for us to show it the proper respect to the end.
Yes.
Thank you for understanding. Oh, also that shrubbery over there.
She has more depth than I thought. She's quiet, but she doesn't just do what she's told. She has a hidden strength. How strange. I feel like we would really get along.
If only I
Kasane,
wasn't trying
are
to
you
murder
listening?
her friend.
I'd like for you to pay attention here.
Don't worry, I'm listening. You can talk as much as you want.
I'm really good at feigning interest. You're very calm for only being in your first year, even with so little combat experience. It's amazing. Think so? The way you fight surprised me, Tsugumi. You're... Bleh. Please go back up. Oh, there. There we go. You're always so quiet, but you're ruthless in combat. How do you make the change? I don't hesitate when fighting enemies, like swatting insects. You can't avoid swatting insects if you raise plants, so I'm used to bugs. So I just treat the others like they're bugs. They're a lot bigger, though. The rescue team has arrived in Mizuhagawa. That was really bad Japanese. I'm sorry. Don't worry, the transport team member that told us about the truck under attack was safely recovered. Thank goodness. Did they find the other transport team members he was worried about? Well, they think there probably aren't any survivors. After analyzing the evidence, it's highly probable that they were attacked by the members Kodama turned into others. No. That's why there wasn't anyone around the truck. It's awful. Instead of just killing them, she had them kill each other. She's a twisted one, that's for sure. Twisted doesn't even scratch the surface. Damn that Kodama. I'll keep an eye out on Kodama too. We all need to stay vigilant. The Yuito from 50 years in the future said that it was the new Himuka government who turned Naomi into an other. Something's been bothering me about that. What does the government get out of turning Naomi into an other? That's a good point. At the very least, turning OSF members into others in the middle of a battle doesn't make any sense. My guess is that someone from Seiran attacked. Tsuo was probably taking advantage of the large other attack to try to clean it up. So, you're saying everyone who went in to suppress the others entered the battlefield without knowing any of that? It shouldn't happen. I see. So the Tsuo army shot special bullets that can turn people into others as a measure against the Seiran army. And Naomi just happened to be there by coincidence. Not that calling it a coincidence makes it okay. I knew that Naomi was just collateral damage. That's why I can't forgive them. You're right, Kasane. They absolutely can't be forgiven for this. The fact remains that we're going to be in constant danger. Please, be careful, everyone. Oh, am I cutting in and out? Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't have the gain cranked quite as much as I should. There we go, that'll help. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a noise gate on it so that if I'm not speaking loud enough, it might not pick it up. Which, my bad. That should help. Okay. Let's do some bondage episodes.
Karin's true motives are still a mystery. I wonder what he's after.
All we can do is keep moving and watch them. Man, this is going to be such a pain.
I can't imagine Togetsu is not involved in the other research.
Kagura, why are you so against going to Togetsu? It's where you're from.
You're not popular, so you wouldn't understand. But I have a lot to worry about. Oh, being popular is hard.
Sorry for not being popular.
We should be able to find leads if we make contact with the Order. Bondage episode!
Oh, Kasane.
What's wrong?
There's a light bulb in the
Sorry,
middle of the
hold on.
screen.
I'm getting another headache. Okay, it's gone now.
You still don't look well. Maybe you should rest.
No, I need to clean the hideout soon. I can't cause trouble for...
We'll feel a lot better if you rest instead of pushing yourself in this state. Please, Kyoka.
Okay, I'll rest for a little bit then.
Here, drink one of my special nutrition drinks. Don't worry, it hasn't expired.
I didn't join the OSF to take care of someone else. I'll leave the wrung towels here.
Wow!
I don't mean to worry.
Dickhead!
It's not so bad being looked after. Just rest up for now. We don't want our nice hideout getting cleaned up by Kyoka anyway.
Wow, look how popular she is. She got the lazy Arashi and the sour little Shiden to get off their butts and help.
Why don't you do something too, Kaguro?
What? Can't you tell, Kasane? I'm lovingly watching over everyone for her.
Anyway, we should leave her alone so she can actually get some rest. How are you feeling, Kyoka?
Brainwaves are stable. Pulse is also at normal level. No issues to report.
Kyoka, was that...
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like the old me came out again. She seems to pop out when I'm tired or concentrating on something.
What does it feel like to suddenly be someone else?
Well, it's not like I'm particularly conscious of it, but there's no clear distinction it's a different person from me. To be honest, I don't even know which is the real me.
That must be tough. I mean, if you can't tell anyway, why don't you just choose the one you'd rather be?
That's a good point. Thank you. You're right. I wish I had a choice. Well, I feel so much better thanks to you.
And the light bulb on the back of your
you're
head.
okay? You don't need to try to support everyone by yourself anymore. You can come to us for help sometimes.
I appreciate your concern, but I'm really okay now. Besides, I'm dying to clean. I have to scrub every inch to make up for lost time. Oh, I know. I'll cook for everyone to thank them.
She really does seem like she's doing better. Maybe I'll go do some training. What happened here? I was only gone for a minute.
Kasane, it's Kyoka.
What about her?
She did a clean sweep. This is the end for me. You have to stop her.
Clean sweep? It looks like a tornado went through here. Shiden? What happened to you?
Kyoka said she cooked something for us. And when I took a bite, my whole body went numb. Damn it. I should have known from the way it looked. What the hell is happening?
No! Wake up, Shiden!
Doing housework feels so good. Oh, Kasane! Do you even recognize the room anymore? I've also made cookies. Feel free to have some.
I'll pass.
Oh, you're not hungry? That's not good. I can make you some porridge then.
I have to make sure she never does housework around here ever again. It might be bad for her health, and it's definitely bad for ours.
What the hell was that?
We've been together for a while, Kasane. Ever since you were a cadet. And your growth still surprises me.
It does? I haven't noticed any changes in myself.
You've become a great soldier. I hope I can keep watching you get better.
Okay.
You've opened up to me more. That makes me so happy. It might sound like I'm exaggerating a little, but it really is easy to talk to you.
Chris Hackney is the voice of Yuito. Shiden is voiced by Mark Whitten. I'm sorry I made you worry before. I have a device in my ear that lessens headaches, but I guess it wasn't enough. I didn't know that. It must be really painful normally. Oh, I made you worry even more. It's okay, they're just little headaches. You and everyone watch out for me like you did today, Kasane. That's better than any restraining device. So don't worry about it. Looking to see if I have any other bondage episodes like this one. There's too much we don't know, but the more information we gather, the more we can better our situation.
All right. Everything seems to be in order.
Are you using a battle mask now? That's a good idea.
No. I don't
Also,
plan
you
on
might be
using
thinking
it
of
yet.
Joe Zija.
Really?
Jean.
It looks brand new.
Captain Seto left this for me.
Unless you know something I don't
he did?
about Chris.
I guess they found it when they went through his belongings.
I know Joe
It
is
finally made
a
its way to me.
saxophonist.
I see. That's nice.
Yeah. But when I look at this, I can feel how much expectation he had for me. I'm not worthy of this mask yet. I'll use it once I'm stronger.
Chris plays a saxophone too, I didn't know that.
Don't you think he wanted you to use it right away? You say you want to wait until you're stronger, but do you even have a concrete goal?
Well, when I'm as strong as him...
How many years will that take?
It's not going to take years. I'll be as
Don't
strong
look at
as
my
him
belly button.
real soon. When I was a rookie, Captain Seto would always encourage me, telling me I could succeed. I want to live up to his expectations. If I don't, then I have no right putting on this mask.
He cared about Captain Seto. I heard that someone found his fountain pen. Was that you?
What if it was?
I thought so. Thank you for that.
You don't need to thank me. I just didn't want his belongings discarded on the street.
I know exactly how you feel. But why did you let me have it?
Because you needed that pen more than I did. I saw the way you looked at him. I know you admired him.
What?
Wait, don't tell me you didn't even realize it.
How did you know?
It's pretty obvious. I looked up to him too, but I'm pretty sure we had different types of feelings for him.
Different how?
Figure it out yourself. They're your feelings.
Yeah, you wanted to bone him, duh.
I've never given my feelings for Captain Seto any thought.
Anyway, I let you have that fountain pen. I swear, if you don't take good care of it, I'm coming after you.
I'll treasure it. Thank you again. You've done a lot to help me.
Where's all this coming from? Listen, don't get the wrong idea about me.
Things can come to light even after a long time passes. I have Shiden to thank for making me realize that.
If Platoon morale drops, it affects me too. So, it's not like I was doing it for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Could you say that again? I was a little lost in my own thoughts.
Like I'd say it again. Damn it! Besides, I bet he would have done the same thing with the fountain pen.
Really?
I know he must have cared about you too. He was a really good person. He was a great mentor admired by everyone. And someone who meant more than anything to me. I no longer have anyone that recognizes my abilities. But I'll continue working hard to someday reach his level.
If your goal is to be like him, why don't you work on your people skills too?
I'd much rather use that time to work on my abilities. People will naturally come to me as long as I'm irrefutably strong.
Then that means you're not strong enough to have people follow you now.
What's wrong with that? I know I'm nowhere near him.
It's good that you know where you stand. I suppose you're planning to work hard in order to reach his status.
Yeah. Things can't stay this way. You just wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
Just looking at you makes me angry.
I don't remember doing anything to you.
I'm not saying you did something wrong. I'm mad at myself for being overtaken by someone like you. Watch out. I'm not the kind of person who gives up so easily.
Oh, Shiden.
You're someone I can rely on in battle. You know, your personality aside and all.
Is that supposed to be a compliment? I'll return the same.
I wonder why Seto took such good care of that fountain pen. I can't ask him now, unfortunately. I heard he got it from Karin to celebrate his promotion to Septentrion. It was probably a memento. I don't think it was just a memento. It was proof that his strength was recognized. I bet he kept it to give himself confidence. I'm just kind of guessing at that, but I hope I get something like that someday too. Something to prove my strength. Self-help book on how to not worry. Great. Oh good, I can make 2 of these. And 2 of these, great. Little something for everybody. Are you making fun of me? Just give it to me. I'll read it. I can't imagine Togetsu would be interested in others and weapons. Going there is just going to be a waste of time. Have an electroacoustic guitar. Nerd.
Really? Thanks.
Oh, nice. That used to be my hobby, but I haven't played in a while. Maybe I'll write a song for you, Kasane. Whew. This'll just make me more popular. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Nobody likes the guy who can play, who breaks out the acoustic guitar at the party more. What am I trying to say? I lost my joke. It's over. Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Oh, cool.
I haven't seen a fancy doll like this in a while. Hmm? Oh, I was kinda into it a long time ago. Is that the self-help book that I gave to Shiden? Oh no, there's the self-help book I gave to Shiden. That must be a different book that I gave to him. Have a fun snack set.
Thank you.
They look delicious. Let's eat them together. One more. One more present for you. You'll like this one more. Mama Bird.
This is nice.
Do you know about tea leaf reading? You can read the future in the shapes of tea leaves left over in a cup. We should try it. I'll be recharging my batteries until we go to Togetsu. There's only so much strain my body can take. I'm giving you the same things I just gave to Kyoka, so that you don't have to share them. A graceful cup of tea. I'm not really the type, but I'll take it. Haguro's practicing magic in here. Oh wait, no, he's throwing... Is he throwing darts? He's throwing knives. That's cool. What happens when he runs out? Oh, he doesn't. Because he throws one, and then if you watch it, it disappears. Does it hit the same spot every time, too? No, it doesn't. Because that one was closer to the bullseye. It's probably just a random spot on the board every time, although it's hit the same spot 3 times in a row. There was definitely one throw where he was off more. Anyway, I have one more present to give to Arashi, and they're still in. I see. I guess they kind of go with cola. I'll be navigating you from the hideout from now on. Don't worry, I'll send you updates on Naomi through brain messages. We haven't checked in with the TV yet. There are sections of Seiran that view the traitor Kasane Randall as a hero that has led our station to increase our level of security. Kasane Randall conspired with the rebel faction that endangered Suo citizens and used this opening to assassinate the chairman. She is an unforgivable traitor, and the authorities are asking for witnesses to come forward and help arrest this menace to society as soon as possible. That's a good question, Astra Alex. I don't know if he does throw knives in combat. Moving on.
We can leave after we get a little rest.
Hey, Kasane, are we positively, absolutely going to Togetsu?
Stop
Of course we are.
asking.
At the very least, we should be able to learn something about the cargo sent to the research facility.
I understand that you have bad memories of that place. This time we can make good memories of it.
Or is there some other reason you don't want to go to Togetsu? If that's the case, nobody would blame you for staying behind.
Do you want to stay behind with me?
Fine. Just don't blame me if it sucks. I did warn you.
We're prepared for the consequences. Kagero, show us the way.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you going to play when you manage to finish Scarlet Nexus? I talked about it a little bit at the top of the stream, but my Sunday broadcasts are moving to Monday afternoon evenings, which is near reincarnation right now. And we're sticking with Saturdays until we finish Scarlet Nexus, and then we'll kind of go from there. Play it by ear.
This is freezing.
But
I heard that it's
quite possible I'll cut back to just one stream per week.
Don't catch your death out there.
At least there's a road. What the hell do you think Togetsu is thinking, building a city in a place like this? It's cold, it sucks, and it's a pain in the ass. I haven't even been this far on assignment before.
Who's down for turning back? Everyone? Great. Let's blow this popsicle stand.
Enough of that. We already decided we're going, so stop complaining.
Popsicle
I think you're going to regret
is a
it.
trademark.
You seem awfully opposed to this.
They could
Are you
sue.
hiding something about Togetsu from us?
Not at all. You know, maybe I'm imagining it, but it seems like you're pretty eager to get us all there.
It's something we all decided, didn't we, Kasane?
Yes, and you
They
agreed in the
won't.
end.
Actually, they probably can't.
I wouldn't call that agreeing. Can't win them all, I guess.
In any case,
I think there
we
has
need
to be
information, and that
something
requires us to
negative
go to
said about
Togetsu. Now
popsicles for
stop
them to.
complaining.
Otherwise, it's just free advertising.
Freezing.
And no more mentioning the cold.
Still, you typically avoid saying brand names as much as possible, just to be on the safe side.
It's only natural for you to rely on me.
Oh, it absolutely has been become a generic term. Because like, honestly, more so than like Kleenex or Band-Aid. Because Kleenex, you can say tissue, people know what you're talking about. And it doesn't sound too weird. Band-Aid, you can say bandage, people know what you're talking about, doesn't sound too weird. But popsicle? What's the alternative? Ice Pops. Which honestly sounds more like a brand name than popsicle does.
We'll be able to go forward now.
Even though it's not. Velcro. Yeah, Velcro's another good example. There's no better term for Velcro than just Velcro. And yeah, that's a brand name.
You'll be shocked and unable to move if it hits you.
Keep your guard up.
I found something.
But usually, when you're writing dialogue for stuff, you try to avoid those brand names as much as you possibly can. Just to be on the safe side, because if that brand, somebody from that brand, you know, the legal department from that brand hears it and feels like you've said something derogatory about the brand somehow, that leaves the door open for lawsuits and stuff. So that's why a lot of times you'll see fictitious brand names in stuff. Adhesive fastener instead of Velcro. Yeah, no, that is not a good alternative.
That other attacks with explosions. It's dangerous to get close.
Back up.
If your body catches
Stupid.
fire, it's gonna keep hurting you. Be careful.
If your body catches fire, it's gonna be hot.
It'll work. Aim for that spot.
Oh, I'm gonna kill one. Nice.
That was good. Not quite as
Google
good as
has
Data.
become a generic term too. Yeah, absolutely. There are dozens of search engines that aren't owned by Google, but we still say just Google it. Yeah, but who really uses search engines that aren't Google? Not a ton of people, unless you're really concerned about your privacy and you switch to DuckDuckGo. Love it when anime shows visit McDonald's or CFC. Yeah, exactly.
Preemptive strike.
Mob Psycho 100, it's all got the word mob in it for no reason. Mob Donald's. Ow!
Let's use our she's hypervelocity.
I use Bing to support the underdog. Gross. Bing. Ugh.
Keep your guard up.
My iPad's gonna die. What is that about?
Next. Keep your guard up.
Just get hit in the butt by something? No? Huh. Yeah, that's how I get to Google #1 search term on Bing.
Is it me, or are we hanging out a lot?
Good. We managed to break it. We'll be able to go forward now.
I don't know which way I'm supposed to go. Go away, ad. I gotta set the timer on those things to be longer. Blow up some of that ice for me, would you?
Your finisher
Thanks.
was good, Kasane. It's working. Focus on that spot.
Guess it's my turn. SAS, Kasane.
Kasane, a platoon member is in danger.
That was close.
Next. I'm ready to go. If you need me to fight, just say the word.
Another one over there. See you.
Did my job.
You guys gotta stop walking up to those. Really dumb.
There's a resource reading near here. You should check it out.
Laptops and computers in anime will also sometimes have a pineapple in lieu of an apple. Yeah, like I said, I think most of the time it's just to be on the safe side. But it's also because then you're giving a brand free advertising, and you typically want to charge for that, too.
That seems to be the spot.
So if you incorporate product placement without charging for it,
It dropped something rare. It's down. Let's finish it. There's a member down. Please go support.
no, get up.
Some are close to their limit.
What the?
We can't give up.
Thanks. Don't get cocky just because you helped me a little.
Woo! I can't get in here long enough to... There, somebody did it. Can I... There we go.
Aim for that spot.
That was because of me, right?
Let's keep this going. I'll follow up.
My turn. Are you hurt? Shouldn't be.
Kagero. Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
I can use this if I break it.
Get it together.
All right.
It doesn't matter how many there are. Did you notice that we're always together?
Is this really the place? I don't think there's a city out here.
There's no mistake. Togetsu is at the peak of Hino Mountain. It's mostly deserted because of the harsh environment.
The people of Togetsu leave the world behind and live for the teachings. I love the world, though.
Give me what's in your candy shell. I wonder what's in this Wonder Ball. Now I want candy. I have not gotten enough sleep the last couple nights. I'm dragging today. And I don't mean a mythological fire-breathing beast. I was up late working on the how-to video for Fiasco, because that's what we're playing on Board and Barrel tomorrow night. Which is gonna be fun. It's a role-playing game. And I don't have a ton of experience with those, but it's gonna be fun. So I was up late working on that on Thursday night, and I had a 10 a.m. session on Friday. Not bad enough to where I wouldn't have gotten enough sleep if it weren't for the fact that the cat, Simon, would not let me sleep. He kept yowling and coming and crawling on top of me because he wanted out. He's been especially bratty.
You'll be shocked and unable to move if it hits you.
About that.
Now, let's finish it.
So I just didn't get enough sleep Thursday night, and then last night, I would have been fine if I'd have gone to bed when I actually got tired, because I passed out on the couch at like 9, and then woke up a couple hours later, and I don't even know what I was doing. Just kind of looking at my phone and stuff before I went to bed. And then I had to get up early because I went and got a haircut this morning. No, it wasn't that I was having trouble sleeping. It was that I didn't go to sleep. I passed out on the couch, woke up a couple hours later, and then didn't go to bed. Ow. That's not good. That's really not good. I would like to get up, please. And I would like to target this thing that is chasing me.
If your body catches fire, it's gonna keep hurting you. Be careful.
Oh, come on. I hit you. Go away.
Together.
Ah! Ow.
It got me.
Oh, it would have been nice if you'd have hit something else. Ah! There it is.
Nice setup.
Yeah!
There's a weakened member.
Ow.
Here.
That seems to be the spot.
Let's just do this. I haven't done this in a while. There's a shiny up here.
I've got a nearby resource reading.
Find a penny, pick it up. All day long you have a penny.
There are lots of weird pieces of ice shaped like pillars. Or statues. What are they?
You see them a lot in snowy areas where others are. No one knows how they're formed yet, though.
The mystery is a frozen wasteland. It's not surprising. It's so cold I can't think.
Something's gonna happen here.
I didn't really have time to research Togetsu before we left.
I don't know much about it either, other than the fact that the Togetsu faith is headquartered there. How big is the city?
Technically, it's not a city. It only has the facility for the faith itself. It's full of weirdos with creepy obsessions about the moon. Honestly, the place was a nightmare.
I don't think you should be calling them weirdos. People are free to believe what they want. You might not have many good memories, but I think it's important for you to make an effort to understand them.
Yeah.
A blizzard is kicking up. Haruka, what's the weather supposed to be like around here?
That's strange. It should be clear and sunny according to the data. There aren't any readings of a blizzard. Oh, I'm reading another! Closing in from the front! A big one! Be careful!
Is that other causing the blizzard?
Oh boy.
The attacks to the outer shell are working.
We're gonna fight a big butthole.
I'm freezing. My body won't move. This blizzard makes it even colder. We have to finish this soon. The other's body is covered in ice. We should break it.
Big snowy butthole. Ow. I can't dodge. I can't dodge. It won't let me.
Damn.
Oh boy.
Can't fight like this. Those fast-moving water columns are rough. You can use my power to get through them.
Damn.
Give it to me, Arashi.
Nice set. I'll follow up.
Need an assist?
Leave this. My turn.
Ow.
attack at the enemy's outer shell. You might be able to break it. That punch is stupid strong. If you stay in its space too long, you'll catch one.
Ow.
Not yet. We can't give up.
I feel better now.
I'm off. Not yet.
Nice setup.
Please, Kyoka.
This thing is covered in water. It was foolish to face me.
My turn. Mine.
Oh boy. Ah!
Too slow.
Oh dear.
It's hard to move when you're wet.
Healer.
Big snowy butthole is doing bad things.
Ouch.
Nice setup. I'm rooting for you.
Damage to outer shell confirmed. Break it.
Lend me your power.
The enemy is stunned. Now's the time.
Ow.
Close to their limit.
I could still fight.
Time for stealth.
All right. Looks like it lost us.
Nice setup.
Here we go. Looking at Arashi's clothes, no wonder she's turning into an icicle. Yeah. You did not dress appropriately for the weather, Arashi.
Kasane, a platoon member is in danger.
Oh, how did I screw that up?
I'm taking this. Focus the attack.
The attacks to the outer
Whoops.
shell are working. I'll try to break it.
I'm gonna beat you up now. You big snowy butthole.
I can't waste time.
You're gonna stop me?
You should leave it to me.
I feel power bubbling up inside me.
Die!
Too easy. Now, let's finish this.
Is that good? Did I break it?
There are no more other readings in the area.
Ugh. I'm always amazed at the variety of others.
What exactly are others?
Who knows? Could be the twist
You're
at
asking
work
that
of
question at this point in the story?
How far is Togetsu? Isn't it dangerous that these others are appearing so close?
Others feed on humans, which there aren't a lot of here, so they really don't have that much of an incentive to attack.
New Himuka probably approved Togetsu's religious state because of this location.
Let's hurry on ahead while we still have the chance. We don't want to run into another one. Also, I'm starting to freeze like Arashi.
She's not wearing pants.
Hey Kagura, where are you going? What's over there?
What do you
I'd say hi to an old
expect?
friend. I want to know if anything's changed since I was here last. Sorry I won't be able to show you around, but you guys should go on ahead. I'll catch up to you soon. Don't worry, I've come this far. I'm not going to turn around and leave now. Well, see ya!
can never take him seriously.
I was hoping Kagero would stick around to introduce you, since no one knows you there.
It's fine. We'll just have to do it ourselves. I hope they let us inside.
I'm curious to see how this visit goes
What is
compared to the way it went with Yuito.
It's nothing. We should get going.
It kind of reminds me of when Obi-Wan went to Kamino in, is that Attack of the Clones? Star Wars Episode 2, I think.
Are you okay, Kyoka? Oh, sorry. I shouldn't sigh. I just have a little headache, like I always do. Well, don't work too hard. The enemy is attacking with electricity. You'll be shocked and unable to move if it hits you.
Missed one. That was fun. Did some sky surfing.
Kyoka's duplication should be useful. The shell is broken. Aim for its weak spot. Aim for that spot.
I'll do it! Check.
That was good. Not quite as good as me, though.
That other attacks with explosions. It's dangerous to get close.
Where is it?
It's over. If your body catches fire, it's gonna keep hurting you. Be careful.
God, what a stupid line. That's so bad. If your body catches fire, it's gonna keep hurting.
There's a weakened member.
There's another one. There's another one. Ow, and I walked into it. What the?
For you, Kasane.
So many more splody splodes.
That seems to be the spot.
Time to fight back.
Thanks. Don't get cocky just because you helped me a little.
My turn.
Please, Kyoka.
Ow. Kill it. Hey, miss. Wanna hop up on the couch? Come here. Come here. Oh, do you need to go out? You need to go outside, Bubba? Give me 1 second, guys. Because the dog door is locked. Because he's not allowed to be out there unsupervised for too long of a time. So, just 1 second. Come here, boys. Also, it prevents the cat from getting out, which is why he's been keeping me up at night. Hey, I just remembered. I haven't looked at the brain map in a while. Oh, I only have 5 points. I don't really care about any of these. That I like. I'll do that. Okay. Continuing on.
Good. We managed to break it. We'll be able to go forward now.
What's in here? Fat wad of nothing.
There
No!
are resource readings in the area. I'll
Shiny
leave it up
that
to
I
you.
can't pick up. I'm full of whatever it is. Max jelly. Ah.
Good. We managed to break it. We'll be able to go forward.
Oh, hey, we're
now.
almost there. Shop? No, buy it, please. Save. And then I'm gonna go make sure the dog comes back inside now. Like I said, he can't be out there for very long. Be right back. Here, boys. Hey, miss. Ready? Come on. Okay, I'm back. That little shit was just like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna stay here.
Lady Kasane, our treasure. You have finally returned.
I'm your treasure?
What's going on? Why would I be your treasure?
That's quite a welcome they're giving you.
I don't know, it's still unsettling. They're like robots.
Shiden, don't be rude. I'm sure it's just their custom.
Either way, this is a pretty excessive reception. You have any idea why they do this?
No. I've never been involved with the Togetsu faith in any way.
You would understandably not remember. However, You are originally from Togetsu.
I'm from here?
Yes. You were born with an incredible power. This drew the interest of New Himuka, and they abducted you.
I don't know what you're up to, but you're lying. My parents were killed by others when I was young. That's why the Randall family took me in.
I understand your disbelief. However, those of us in Togetsu have not forgotten you for even a single day. We stood fast, having faith you would return to us one day.
This is getting us nowhere. We came here to ask questions. Let's scratch the formalities. We want to know about the brains you've been trading to Seiron.
Yes, we must tell you the truth. However, we will share it only with you. I am terribly sorry, but I must ask you to come with us alone.
No. Whatever you tell me, I'm going to tell them anyway. So why don't you save us the time and just talk to us here?
Kyoka? But your clothes are different, so it's not duplication.
She also just teleported.
There's another fake Kyoko over here. What's going on? Let me go!
What the hell?
Clones? How is this happening?
See, it's Kamino!
Kyoka, did you know?
I'm sorry, Kasane.
This feeling, I felt it before.
Good night, Kasane. May you have the most pleasant dreams.
Congratulations, Kasane. You're finally awake.
Mom?
Kasane? Kasane!
Who's calling my name?
Look at that. It's a puppy. Isn't that just the cutest thing you've ever seen? I think he's simply adorable. Wouldn't you agree?
Puppy!
A puppy? I feel so safe and warm.
Well, we don't get to see much of the puppy.
Know this woman?
And he'll eat your glasses. Please, no.
Killed him. The puppy. That's right. I remember. We were always together.
That's not cool.
My beloved friend. They killed him.
That's not cool.
They killed him right in front of me.
I don't like it. I don't like these people. I want them all to die.
Change. Her power failed to trigger. It seems the pet's death is not a sufficient enough shock.
Please stop. Kasane is just a child. Do you think emotionally torturing her will actually save the future?
The design children were created for that purpose. She is not a failure like you. We need the red strings to reset this mistaken universe and bring about the proper future.
We don't need to reset anything. This world is fine the way it is.
It's Mother. So warm and kind. She always protected me. How could I have forgotten? No, I don't want to remember. This feeling. What is this?
She has been a complete failure. I had thought making her an attendant would at least prove somewhat useful. I guess enough time has passed. We'll use this next.
That's right.
I knew it.
You should feel honored, you failure. You will become the foundation of a new era.
They killed Mother.
I'm sorry, Kasane. Please find happiness.
That's right. That's the day I lost her. The one who raised me.
When
My
did
mother.
that?
I'm
But she raised Yuito, and that was.
psionic?
When did that happen?
His red strings power.
Oh, she birthed Yuito. That's right. She's biological mom to Yuito.
My head. Where am I? Was that a
I'm having a hard
dream?
time
No,
putting together where
wasn't a
the
dream.
order of this timeline.
it was memories of a forgotten past. Where am I? If they went through the trouble of drugging me... I knew it. They locked me in. Maybe I can break through somewhere. Who's there?
Lady Kasane, I have brought you fresh clothing.
Huh? Hey! What's going on?
Whoa, chill. Don't get your panties in a bunch, Kasane. It's just me, good old Kagero. What kind of princess attacks their Prince Charming when he comes to rescue her?
Your decision to run off just before we entered Togetsu was pretty suspicious. What do you know? Are you planning on betraying us like Kyoka?
Sus.
If I was
I saw
going
him
to betray
vent.
you, I wouldn't be here to rescue you. Why don't you calm down and use your head? I told you you'd regret coming here. Anyway, I'll explain later. This place is bad news. It's way worse than the last time I was here. Also, and I haven't a clue as to why, but it seems like Yuito's here too.
Yuito? That's not good. They're after my red strings, which means they'll probably target him too because he has the same power.
Then I guess we'll have to save him too. This really puts a damper on my plans. Can't believe I have to sneak past their defenses, meet up with Arashi and the others, and also warn Yuito about the danger. Anyway, I'm going to use my power to turn us invisible. They'll figure out you're gone right away, so we don't have much time. Let's go.
Oh. We're off.
Do you know where Yuito is?
We'll know where Yuito, Arashi, and everyone else is if we use Babe.
Babe?
It's the city computer that integrates all information in Togetsu. It's like Arahabaki and New Himuka.
You remind me of the babe.
Kasane? Thank God you're okay. I can't contact Arashi.
Why can't I run?
They might be closed in somewhere.
We can unlock all these doors from Babe's terminal. Let's hurry.
Oh, I suppose I'm not supposed to walk up and talk to people. We have the supernatural life research facility under surveillance. Naomi is okay. There hasn't been any change so far. You don't need to worry, Kasane. That's good. Thank you for telling me. Don't worry, I'm always checking in on her. I'll let you know as soon as anything happens to her. Thank you. I mean it, Haruka. I appreciate it. When does... I want to know when Kasane joins Yuito, and vice versa. Don't know. Does anybody know what phase? I can't remember when in the story the two groups join up. Are we close to that? Does it come after this
Kasane, I found Yuito.
section?
You see that door? It leads to the city computer Babe.
We should follow them inside.
Or is there still some more
Oopsies.
stuff?
It's locked.
They won't be able to hear us from in there. We'll have to wait until they come out.
Can't remember.
Are you serious? Think about what they just did to you.
And you go
He
to the
probably
lava
wouldn't be able
area.
to
Okay, so
answer
way
even if he
later.
could hear you.
What do you mean?
Babe is a super top secret facility. They're not just gonna go ahead and let some outsider in so easily. But if they used it as bait...
It's that close to the end of the
I
game?
see. Those wily
God, I thought it was like
What is it?
maybe
Tell
3/4 of the
me.
way through.
I'm thinking that a computer belonging to the city would be fully capable of hijacking any mind that accesses it. That'd be the fastest way for them to get to Yuito's power.
Then we have to break down this door right now.
Whoa, wait a second. We'll be found too. That's probably the worst thing we could do.
That's right. We
gotta be another
we
way.
make peace with each other after this part, but
I
we
might
don't.
be able to force a brain
We
talk
still
connection
go
from here.
separate ways.
Can you hear me, Yuito? Yuito! Yuito!
This feels like an SAS.
Yuito! Are your
I'm
thoughts
too old to
racing?
remember stuff.
Are you trying to connect to Babe?
Me too, man. Me too.
I can't. My body.
Is his brain really being hijacked like Kagero said? Stop! What you're doing is too dangerous. Cut the connection now! Can you hear me, Yuito?
Kasane? It seems like they were trying to hijack my brain. Thanks for disconnecting me.
He's talking to his team while I'm still connected. I think he's safe now.
Yuito, I forced myself in because I was nearby.
Kasane! You're in Togetsu too? Wait, before that, thanks for saving me.
Instead of thanking me, why don't you help me? Arashi and the others have been captured.
They have?
They're being held in some room, but I don't know which one. Are you in Babe's terminal? I want you to try to unlock all the doors in Togetsu from there.
Okay, I'll try.
Wait, if he unlocks everything...
Oops.
Alarms?
Guess that was to be expected.
Kasane. Kasane? Arashi? Good. I can finally get through to you.
Seems like you're okay.
I'm glad you're okay too, Shiden. Let's rendezvous. I know where you are, so just wait for me to get there.
Hey, I'm not some kind of lost child.
I'll take care of the lost little boy. Hurry up and get us.
Now we can run. Hey, those are the terminals that we walked up and talked to on Yuito's route. Should I go talk to this one too?
Looks like you two aren't hurt.
Of course not. I was more worried about you, but it looks like you're fine.
Thanks to Kagero. I'd still be locked up if it wasn't for him.
I guess it means your shady lone wolf nature came in handy.
Guess so. Now, as much as I'd love to stick around for this touching, heartwarming reunion, time is of the essence here.
You're right. We should try to escape in all this confusion.
What's all that commotion anyway?
Why did that happen? I wasn't done. I wasn't ready for that.
I guess I can't unless we get out of here. I'll tend to my weapons later.
No idea what caused that.
Hey, did you forget about my power?
What?
I was thought Kyoka Eden was so innocent and didn't have a dishonest bone in her body.
I can't believe she's a Togetsu spy. You didn't meet her before, Kagero? No, never. Residents of Togetsu almost never communicate with each other.
What's in here?
Looks like there's a resource reading around here.
Oh. Nothing I can carry.
Good. We managed to break it. We'll be able to go forward now.
Phew, looks like we made it out. Man, my invisibility power really saved the day.
I'll admit that invisibility is useful, but doesn't it make you uneasy to have nobody notice you?
Right? You totally get me. That's why I like to shout after I use my power.
Damn you and your impulses. We're still in enemy territory. What if someone finds us?
No need to worry about that. They've already found us. Right, Kyoka?
So you noticed me.
What are you doing here, Kyoka?
I was already on alert when Kagero disappeared. Unfortunately, an unexpected visitor caused me to fall behind. I can't let you leave. We need you to reset this mistaken universe.
What the hell,
Here she
Kyoka?
comes. Get ready.
We're supposed to be friends. Hold on. I don't have my buttons where they usually would be, so I gotta... There we go.
Wait a second. Explain what's going on.
Right. Why did you betray us?
It was all to undo past mistakes. That's why we need you, Kasane. Oh, demeanor. Just like the Kyoka I met so long ago. I'm off. My mission always comes first.
Need an assist?
War!
Stop shooting me with your stupid little crossbow. Don't appreciate it.
Nice setup.
Hentai.
Can you take it? Not bad.
It's up to you.
I underestimate you.
War!
Don't.
Alright, let's go.
That was a close one.
Get it together.
That was close. You're mine. Run, youngster.
Nice setup. Come on.
Oh, I'm almost dead. That was really close. I got you now.
Please, Kyoka. Please snap out of it.
Hentai.
No.
Kyoka!
There's too much stress on her brain.
Stop! This is not... I don't know these theories. These memories aren't mine. I'm not Pope!
What are you talking about?
Have your memories been manipulated?
I wouldn't put something like that past Togetsu.
Kyoka, you have to remember, you're Kyoka Eden, our teammate.
I'm not sure that's going to work. If what I think happened really did, Kyoka's consciousness is the one that got tacked on after.
I don't know how much you know, but she's trying to fight whatever they did to her memory. If you can do something, help her.
You want to help her even though she's a Togetsu spy?
Oh, stuff it, Kagero. I want to get my teammate back.
Yeah.
Kyoka. No. Major Kyoka. I'm losing sight of who I am as well. But so many memories are helping me piece myself together as Kasane Randall. One of those memories is you welcoming me into Kyoka Platoon. You're Kyoka Eden. You're the commander who made me who I am.
Kasane! Everyone!
Are you okay?
Sorry. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused you.
Kyoka, I'm so relieved. You're back.
Not so fast.
And we'll never talk about
As much as
this
I'd like
issue
that to
ever
be true,
again.
She could just be pretending.
Arashi! I thought you wanted to bring Kyoka back!
Sorry, but I'm not an idealist posing as a realist like you. I'm skeptical precisely because I want her back.
Yes. You're right to be skeptical. I really am a spy for Togetsu.
Since when? How long have you been deceiving us?
Since the beginning. I'm a Togetsu spy sent in to infiltrate Suo. We needed to awaken Kasane's power in order to fulfill Togetsu's agenda. My orders were to secretly protect Kasane, help her grow, and then lead her back to Togetsu once her red string's power was awakened.
I see.
If you're planning on putting your espionage behind you, then I want you to tell me something. Who is Pope? Does it have to do with the way you acted?
I have the memories of Dr. Hitoyo Pope, the neuroscience expert and founder of the Togetsu faith. I used to be Dr. Pope herself a long time ago. But as I spent my years as Kyoka, Kyoka's memories began to build on each other, and they continued to grow stronger every day. It was only a matter of time before her personality took hold. Kasane, I didn't protect you because I was ordered to by Togetsu. I loved you. I loved you and everyone else on the team. Honestly, I loved everything about my life as Kyoka Eden. I knew this day would come, but I prayed so hard that it wouldn't. I had always hoped that your red string's power would never awaken. Not that you would believe me.
Whether we believe you isn't important. What do you want to do?
What?
Kyoka is dead.
Arashi said you should only answer if you thought
I
you're
am
done
her
being a spy.
long-lost twin
And you did.
sister.
Are you planning on going back to
Hope.
Togetsu and spy for them again?
But I
What
would
is it
feel
that you
better
want
if
to
you
do?
would just call me
You still haven't
Kyoka.
told us yet.
Treat me as if I am the friend you've always known.
I am one of the design children. A clone that was created to carry out my mission. That was all I was required to think about. Failure means death. That used to be everything to the old me. But now it's different. Now, I have something I want to do. I can't be sure how much I can hold back Pope's consciousness. There's no guarantee that I'll be able to suppress it. So, being with me might put everyone in danger. I know what
That's
I
what
did
makes
is
it hot,
unforgivable,
though.
and that I'm in no position to ask you for anything, but... This is where I want to be, with all of you. I want to protect Kasane. I want to protect all of you, Because you gave my life meaning.
I believe you. I couldn't imagine that the warmth and kindness I've witnessed from you were all lies. You may be a little nosy from time to time, but that's just who you are.
Yeah, that's the Kyoka I know. If that was an act, then we deserve to be tricked. And don't worry, if this Pope ever does come out, I'll put you out of your misery. You can be assured of that.
So basically, you're saying you'll kill her if she betrays us. That's kind of scary.
It's nice you could joke about it, but unlike Kyoka, who told us everything, you haven't done anything to earn our trust.
Ouch, that hurts. You know, I'm the one who saved Kasane. Look, we can talk about me once we get out of here. I'm guessing they'll send more people after us when they realize Kyoka is missing.
That's true. Well, let's hurry then. Come on, Kyoka. You too. Nobody here objects, so obviously, you're coming.
Thank you, all of you.
I wonder why I'm so obsessed with the term design children. I'll have to ask about it again later.
The drug I just gave you was something that clouds the mind. It's the same drug they were giving you when you were in Togetsu. That doesn't mean I can tell you not to worry about it. I'm really sorry. My time in Togetsu is slowly coming back to me. You don't need to apologize anymore. Let's start thinking about what we need to do next.
I'm sorry I made you worry too, Haruka. That's okay. All I could do was watch, but I'm glad you came back. Welcome home. Kasane, I'm getting multiple human readings some distance away. I believe it's Yuito Platoon.
Copy that.
This is the moment I was
Seems like
thinking
they
of.
made it out too. Would be nice if we could exchange information with them.
Yuito, can you and your platoon hear me?
Kasane! Oh, I'm glad you're okay.
Are you near us? Yes, but we're closer to Togetsu than you, and we're still running. Let me make a suggestion. You learned something in there, right? Why don't we exchange intel? And we have a lot to talk about.
Okay. I was thinking the same thing.
Good, that settles it.
We'll be waiting halfway up Hino Mountain.
Roger that. See you then.
If we're exchanging information, what are we gonna tell them about Kyoka?
I think we should tell them the truth. I just feel we'll regret it later if we try to hide it. Besides, there's something about Togetsu I haven't been able to tell you yet. But let's wait until we meet up with Yuito and his team.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious to know what it is. But yeah, it'll be more efficient to hear it then.
Well, let's head their way then.
Machine fights aren't a thing on the new bot, at least not yet. And yeah, Steel Neko. None of the mini games are really working yet. I still have a lot of setup to
Got a
do.
nearby resource reading. Now. The enemy is attacking with electricity. You'll be shocked and unable to move if it hits you.
It's over. I'll kill you!
This is pretty good.
Let's fly. This is it. Got it.
Yeah, I switched from Streamlabs to Stream Elements, and the bot is completely different bot software because I was using Streamlabs chatbot, and now I'm using Mix It Up. And it's missing a couple functions that I would like it to have, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna save there. We'll come back in with the big moment with Yuito next weekend. And then I'm gonna take us back over to the futon. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I really do. If you're a fan of mine, then do me a favor and go follow BNB Tabletop, twitch.tv/BNB Tabletop. That's the next time you can see me. Will be tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be playing a role-playing game called Fiasco tomorrow night on the Board and Barrel with guests Christian Lamont and Diva Marie. And then I'll be back on Monday afternoon, evening, 4 p.m. Pacific time. I'll be playing some Near Reincarnation on Monday. We'll get back to more Scarlet Nexus next Saturday at noon Pacific time. Thank you guys so very, very much. I'm going to send you on a raid to Chris Hackney, who is the voice of Yuito. He is currently playing some Fire Emblem Three Houses, because he is also Dimitri in that game. It took me a second. I couldn't remember who he played in that one. I don't know enough about Three Houses for somebody who's like arguably the most beloved character in the whole game. Anyway, say hi to Chris for me. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow night over on twitch.tv/BNB Tabletop. Bye-bye, everybody!